Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we're going to do a very quick should you pull for Machina FR. I know I'm like pretty late getting to this one. It's just been like a really busy week. I still have to upload like my last Shinryu fight clear, which I do have that ready to go. I just have to get that uploaded. So just getting a little behind on things. And then Machina, so what it is I'm going to do a should you pull for Machina FR, but Machina's FR is actually dropping tonight, like tonight I'm recording this. So literally if you're watching this right when it drops, his FR is going to be here in like 3 hours. So I'd like to get these out at least a day or two early, but you know, you do what you do, and hopefully this will help. So basically what we're looking at on these banners, now Aroha BT will be on one of the banners and Machina BT will be on the other. But we've already talked about Aroha, so you decide for yourself on Aroha. But basically what we're looking at here is we're looking at Machina, Zell, and Penelo are the characters, right? Now going into this, what I'm going to say right off the bat is that Anniversary is coming. And my initial recommendation to most players would be to just save for Anniversary. Now, depending on your resources and what you need, I am going to explain these characters. I do think there are situations that do warrant summoning here because this actually is a pretty good banner, right? But in my opinion, if you're looking at being fairly stingy with your materials, really wanting to save for Anniversary, to me, like Jack Garland and Luna Freya are the only two like cheat banners that I would like summon on. Other than the Anniversary, right? So to me, Luna Freya, Jack Garland were like the must summons, but everything else I think is going to be a little bit more of a luxury pull, or if your situation really warrants it. No matter what your situation is, you want to make sure you walk into Anniversary with enough resources to at least pity a potential BT. My prediction is that Anniversary will be a global first new character. They will be a BTFR character. So you're going to need to be able to do everything, and because it would potentially be a new character, you're going to need like the whole kit. My initial thought would be, like if we're talking about like my wish list, I'm thinking like Riku. Riku is what I want. She is the most deserving character that hasn't been put in the game yet, but we'll wait and see. I heard somewhere that there was a leak about something with Ida. Now I haven't really gotten extensive feedback, or I haven't seen these leaks myself, so I don't know if there's any warrant to that. But we'll have to wait and see. Anniversary live stream coming soon. But anyways, should you pull on Machina? I don't want to rant too much here. So let's talk about the characters. I'll start with Zell because I feel like he's the weakest of the bunch. Zell is a fairly generic damage dealer. What Zell really specializes in is he's like a Unbreaker, Rebreaker type character. He gets a lot of free turns. I remember when I used him like when his C90 came, he reminded me kind of like a mini Terra. So if you like Terra's playstyle, you might like Zell. Zell is a character too that when you use certain attacks, his other attacks change, and he kind of gets locked into modes and like has to attack through those modes and kind of finish, and then he can go back. And that's where he's kind of like Terra, where like you go into a certain stance, and then you get like a bunch of attacks in that stance like in a row, and then you get out of it, and then you can switch stances. So he is just he's like a speedy, fast, melee damage dealer type character. So once again, fairly generic. And being a damage dealer like Zell is way outclassed by BTFR units, right? So I don't think Zell is a must pull. He's only if like he's a favorite of yours, or if you get him while going for one of these other characters, right? Now Penelo is a very good character, and I've talked about this before. When I do these should you pulls, typically these side banner characters usually aren't anything you would actually aim for or pull for. And I believe in one of my videos I said a character like Selfie would be an exception. Well, I feel like Penelo falls into that exception. Penelo is actually like a nice prize unit here. I really like Penelo. If you guys saw my top 10 units of the year, Penelo made my list. And she's a unit that has aged very well, and she'll continue to age well because her role isn't damage. Her role is she has a ton of spam skills that are free instant turns that can force charge. She has a lot of support in that she's got regen, she's got healing, she's got a lot of things that you like out of a support unit, and she's just very good. And the reason why she's going to age well is because she's not a damage dealer. Even if there's like crazy power creep like, you know, Jack Garland, Tifa Renoa, she can't get power creep because you're not relying on her for damage. She does what she does just as well as she did when her C90 dropped. And she was like the best force charger in the game. I would say like since Hope is basically like a newer version of Penelo, like Hope is definitely better. And he's got an FR too, right? But like Penelo is like a top tier support character that you can run her in pretty much any team comp, any modern Shinryu, and you can definitely get her through, and she's going to be a benefit there because her job is just to get your force gauge up and provide some nice support. So Penelo is actually a very nice unit to grab here, especially if you're lacking supports and if you are lacking force charging characters, right? So big fan of Penelo. The other thing that Penelo has that's nice is she has like a free instant turn EX. So like while you're spamming up, force charging up, you periodically will get that EX to break it up. It's just like a free turn to charge a little bit more and kind of extend the turn out, which is very similar to Selfie. Now Selfie is still superior. So like if you already have Selfie or you have like Lunafreya, here's the, this is the, like the one big flaw, right? With me recommending Penelo. Like, if you guys followed my advice, y'all should be pulling for Lunafreya. And let's just say that right now, because Lunafreya's banner is up right now. Lunafreya comes before anything I'm talking about right here. Like, if you do not have Lunafreya, I want you to like stop watching this video right now, go summon Lunafreya, then see where your resources are at, then come back and watch the video and see if you want to summon, alright? So right now, y'all just, if you don't have Lunafreya, just stop the video right now, like, get out of here. Go get your Lunafreya. Then y'all come back and watch. This is for Lunafreya owners only, because she is such a must-grab character. Like, I cannot recommend grabbing other characters before her. You really need to get Lunafreya. Anyways, back to this. Penelo's great. So I guess the one flaw, I guess, with Penelo is that y'all should probably have Lunafreya first anyways, and she's like a much better overall support. So I guess that would be the flaw there, right? So anyways, moving on to Machina. Machina is a fantastic damage dealer. I really like Machina a lot. He is a character that pretty much ever since his LD came out, I've absolutely loved him and enjoyed him. And he was literally the first character that kind of brought in what was called the Millionaires Club. And he was the last character upgrade before C90. So literally Machina dropped as like the last C80 character, and then C90s dropped. But they made Machina way overpowered to compensate. Whereas like the next 2 million damage dealers kind of like relied a little bit more on their EXs to do it. I guess Locke didn't, Locke had an HP attack plus, but like Noel, his was all based off of the EX, right? Machina gets it on his HP plus that comes with his BT effect. Now, Machina started off as very one-dimensional. Machina was literally drop BT effect and then just spam HP plus in a burst phase. That's like old school Machina, right? With his last upgrade, they made him a lot better and more versatile because he actually has a really cool kit outside of that just unga bunga damage, right? So what was really nice in Machina's C90 upgrade was that his EX got buffed up and his whole kit overall got buffed up so that you actually wanted to use his whole kit more. Because Machina's got some cool thing where he's got free instant turn attacks where you can just spam them and go crazy. Kind of like similar to Tifa's Battle Cry where she can just spam in a row and still do pretty good damage. He has the Spiral's Linchpin debuff with all the follow-ups. Now that part you always abused, but that was always a really cool part of his kit. But the part that I think is kind of underrated with Machina is he's actually a counter character. So he can do counter damage on top of being an offensive powerhouse. So you can use him in like more off-turn comps if you really want to, or you could use him in very aggressive, straightforward attacking comps. Now, Machina is going to kind of fall into that umbrella of Jack Garland, Tifa, Renoa, Vaughn, right? Like these are all the top tier DPS, and Machina's right there. Like he is right there. He's going to do really good damage. He has a good FR effect, especially for himself. He's going to get very nice percentages, right? Here's the thing though. Very similar to these other characters, you probably don't need a million of them. So if you've already got Garland, Tifa, Renoa, whatever, Machina definitely is not a must pull at this point. Like the only way I would like really hyper recommend this banner to somebody is if you're like a newish player, you don't really have a box, and you need a top tier damage dealer and a top tier support on the same banner. That's what you're getting here, right? Ultimately though, the problem is we're in a month where Jack Garland has already dropped and most of y'all pulled him. And Lunafreya is literally available right now. And I would take Lunafreya over Machina, Penelo, like this whole banner in a heartbeat. Like Lunafreya is just so freaking valuable. I cannot stress this enough. And I'm going to stress, and I know this isn't her should you pull, but like understanding other should you pull, like knowing how important she is helps you understand if you should pull on this, right? So trust me, those of you that are newer to the game and you maybe don't really know what's going on right now, you will not regret pulling Lunafreya. And those, like, you can watch on my channel. I did like a live stream when her banner like redropped or whatever because we didn't know if it was for sure going to be her. I cannot tell you how many players either didn't pull for Luna originally or came after or like didn't understand how good she was and so regretted it after they started watching my videos and like understanding how good she actually is. I'll tell you this right now. If you're someone that's like newer to the game, you haven't watched a lot of my videos, you don't understand Lunafreya, just trust me and get her. And you will not regret it. She's the best support in the game. She's going to age very well. And if you want to, if you're doubting me or you're not sure, just go and watch my character guide on her. I've got character guides actually on every character on this banner as well. So you could watch character guides on these. I am going to redo Machina's guide, but if you rewatch my last guide on his C90 guide, that's pretty much what Machina is going to do. We're just going to add the FR onto that, and I do believe he gets a little bit more reworked, so he does a little bit more damage here and there. But he's basically the same character, just with an FR worked in there, right? But I am going to redo Machina's guide with the FR, so that'll drop probably tonight. But Zell and Penelo will not be getting new guides. Just watch their old ones, and I'll probably link those on my post. So anyways, guys, I know I rambled a lot, and once again, to give you the most straightforward answer, I would actually recommend most of you do not summon on this. And the main reason is, one, anniversary is coming, you need resources for that. And two, most of you should already have Jack Garland and Lunafreya if you've been kind of following my channel. Those are like the two most recommended things I can. And if you have them, you don't need Machina, you don't need Penelo. But if you want to expand your box, because having a large box is important, right? Lockout content, Dimensions End, things like that. So if you're in that situation where you're trying to build out a roster, Machina and Penelo on the same banner is super high value. Very good support, very good DPS, right? So anyways, guys, there you go. Those are my thoughts on the banner. You're going to have to kind of decide for yourself, but just keep all the things I talked about in mind. If you want more specific advice on your situation, hit me up in the comments or join my Discord. My Discord is in the description. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.